My name is Marco Lawrence from Pengu Studios, and together with my crew, we are going to tell you wonderful stories today. That's a good way to paint ourselves into a corner. What do you say? Are we ready to tell wonderful stories today? How are you doing, Fab, today?
I was born ready. I'm doing fabulous. I am ready to rock and roll, Marco.
Brilliant, Frederica, good to see you.
Hi, I'm super excited to get going and to see where the story takes us this day.
Brilliant. A little bit stressful with the trains today?
Yes. Oh, didn't get lunch, or well, I got like one of those frozen pizzas. Yeah. It was amazing.
Yeah. So if you're especially angry today, then
yes,
we know why.
You know, it's the hanger.
Ale, how are you doing today?
I'm really good, thank you. I was a little bit more prepared. I had a big, what do you call it? Frisvieg? Like, not a fridge, obviously, but those bags where you can have cold
like
food
a cooler
with you.
bag.
Yes, that's it. Yes. Yeah, I didn't carry around the fridge. So yeah, well fed. I'm doing really well, thank you.
Okay, great. Valentin, a little bit traffic.
Yes. I am here.
But you're here, yes.
I am here. No, I'm good. I'm
You're
good.
Here,
I want to say hello to Royal Oik and Agro G that are already here from the very start, like ready
brilliant.
to go live.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I'm doing all right. It will be easy for me to play a cranky character today. Maybe I can take everything out on you all.
Was there heavy traffic?
Someone didn't do their job with redirecting the traffic, and
Was
there
that
was
you?
chaos. No, I don't work in that kind of business. Maybe for the better.
Okay. So moving swiftly onwards from the traffic arrangements in Malmö, how are you doing today, Kim?
I took the train, so I am all good. I'm excited to see where we're going now.
Okay, brilliant. I just got noticed that that the camera pointed at me sometimes is a little bit wobbly, so don't worry, there are no earthquakes in this area as far as we can tell. So if the camera wobbles a little bit, just groove with it.
Let's throw the immersion.
Being naughty.
It's gonna be good. And if you just had a heart attack by this big, hairy man in your face, that was just Valentin. He's a kind soul, honestly. Okay, so
They like the close-up, it looks like.
brilliant. All right.
Scared
So
of your angry issues.
Viewers just dropped to 0 from that close. No, I'm kidding. Okay, we're good. But
Is he fired?
But I think we should I think that we should give people a little bit more time to drop in before we start the actual summary or things like that. I'm just saying.
Yeah, sounds good. So we're gonna kill some time with showing the people who are dedicated. And with us today, a little bit of a movie, not a movie, but some animated clips that we've been preparing from the adventures that we've had before. Matthias, are you ready to roll the clip?
I kind of want to see it. I kind of want to hear it as well.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, have you heard Natural Pengu is live?
Okay, so that was a little bit of a teaser of what we're working on. More of that momentarily. Shout out to NoctuaMik, who is our legendary moderator today as well. Please join her on her awesome channel on Twitch, and a link to that is provided in the chat.
Yes.
Brilliant. So, Valentin, is there anything else for the community at this very moment?
I think that we should greet everyone. I think that we should say hello to Sir Firemain, who returns, as well as Agro G from before. I see Moth Robe in there. I see Irish Jew and Agro G, I think I said. Miller96, Dennis My Shop, Royal Oik. Welcome everyone who's dropping in now to watch this second episode.
Thank you.
It's exciting. to see people actually returning.
Yeah.
Right?
That's great.
We're thankful for that.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. Yeah, it makes us feel good. Warm and fuzzy inside.
Can't wait to hear more of these fascinating stories, says Sir Firemain. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Me too.
Shake it like a D&D stream camera, right? Says Aggro G.
Is that, yeah.
And NoctuaMik says that she has now seen more of me than she ever needs.
Scarred for life.
Words hurt too.
I'm actually very excited to hear how it went with the Dungeon Master's date and your wife.
I took her out on a date yesterday.
Wait, was she the one who won it?
Apparently so.
Okay.
Let's just say.
Lucky.
Yeah. That's a bit sus.
Yeah.
I wanted more juicy news.
Well, we'll see. But this is the official story, okay?
Do you want to tell us a little bit about what we just saw on the screen, the animated videos?
Yes, we are hard at work working on bringing the stories to life, also in animated form. So I think it's time to show the other video as well. What we have been developing is this exciting technology to create 3D avatars of our cast, but possibly soon of you as well. So Matthias, are you ready to roll the other flick?
Exciting.
I take it that was a yes. Oh, I'm getting some pains in my neck because I'm staring at our sound injury over my shoulder, but that's my fault because we rearranged the studio today. However, he gave me the go sign. As a teaser for our giveaway tomorrow, that video kind of explained a little bit what we're up to. So tomorrow, we are going to have a giveaway where a lucky person will get the opportunity to use our system that we're developing to scan their faces and create a digital avatar of them, and then they can actually become Peng, or Bjorn, or Raza, or Ao, or even Danny. Unfortunately, they can't become Dungeon Master. There's only one Dungeon Master. But yeah, look out for the giveaway tomorrow, and we'll talk about it more tomorrow, how it's actually done. But we're really excited to offer that as well. Any final thoughts from anyone until we before we launch into today's adventure?
So Firemain loves this and said it enhances the immersion even more.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, no one has said it in chat, but of course everyone is going to be Bjorn.
And then afterwards you threatening everybody.
Yes, but he's kind somewhere inside.
That's why, because everyone's scared of him, so they're like, oh, maybe he will lighten up a little bit.
Yeah.
Just
out
like
that
real
stick
life.
Stuck somewhere.
Okay. Aggro G says, I'll be the hero that cleans up after the other heroes and monsters have wreaked havoc. Who would that be? Who is the cleaner hero of us? Who is the one who cleans up the mess that's... I mean, I'm probably one doing the mess. At least last episode.
Is that Danny? Maybe?
Well,
I don't know Danny
clean
yet.
sometimes. No.
I mean, not cleaning like cleaning.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Why don't we go with Fab? I think Fab's the
Yeah.
one that cleans up, actually.
Ow, possibly. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
We'll have to see what happens this part of the campaign.
So we have a question here. We're going to get going very soon with a summary and then we start. But we have a question here says, is there maybe going to be a Twitter page where we can see all the updates? Do you mean the updates as the 3D characters, or rather updates from this show? What do you say, Dungeon Master, regarding Twitter?
Twitter, yes, we have Twitter. We just need to be a little bit more active and organize that more. But
yeah,
that's a
it's
great
already
idea. That's a really
linked
cool
here.
idea.
Oops. Yep.
So just let us know a little bit more about what you're interested in, and we'll see if we can
Schedule
meet
and Pengu Studios in general.
schedule. That's great, because that was the next point in our schedule. I have a schedule where it says talk about schedule.
Firing all cylinders.
Yes, the cameras are now on me. That's beautiful. Great. So, we're going to stream today, obviously, and then tomorrow we're going to stream as well. And you can see the times on Twitch. I will also create a Facebook event, and we'll kind of share that on Discord, so you can see the time zones converted to your time zones. We'll have a little bit of an exciting launch. Next week, we're going to start playing Starfinder as well. So that's going to happen on Wednesday next week. So pay attention to those announcements on Discord and Twitch. And the next week, it will only be Starfinder. And then the week after that, we'll be back with Dungeons and Dragons and Frisvieg. And again, schedules are on Twitch. Pengu Studios in general, yeah, we like to do films and stories. That's what we do. If you want to know more, go to pengustudios.com and you'll get some more info there. Great. Okay, are we ready to rock?
So ready.
Yes.
All right. So I'll give my secret sign to our DJ today, Erkin Poissy. He's playing music for us today.
Nice.
Are you feeling it?
I'm feeling it.
Okay.
Get in the mood.
Okay. So, a group of people, 5 of them, met at a fishing hole at a cove at the frozen Bay of Frisvieg. Events led into this unlikely group of people joining forces, first to battle nature in a form of a giant bird. Soon after, black smoke rose to the skies from the nearby village of Frisvieg. The companions rushed to the aid of the townsmen to discover Fries distilleries at the southern coast of the town were a flaming inferno. People lay, dying or already dead on the streets. And some of the citizens, the townsmen, had been mysteriously turned, where their humanity was taken away from them. Their eyes were dead. Their emotions and feelings and empathy was taken, and they acted in pure self-interest, harming, hurting, maiming, screeching, taking over the streets of the village of Frisvieg. The fellowship rushed to aid the town in the desperate effort to contain the outbreak, to contain the result of a hideous invasion that was made by the Braug that hadn't been seen for centuries on the continent. As a desperate effort to save loved ones, the group battled flame and mindless creatures trying to rescue the mayor's daughter, Sahana, from the impending doom of one of the distilleries about to go up in flames. The group succeeded. Sahana survived, but the rest of the people at that site unfortunately perished. And this is where we find our group on the street, dazed, confused, tired already from the ordeals, facing the cold spring morning of the village of Frisvieg. You look around, and behind you, you see the district of Sweets. Houses facing the inferno of the burning distilleries. Some of their windows broken from the explosion. Door frames empty from doors that used to stand there. Frightened people peering through broken windows and empty doorways. Blood on their faces and hands. Looking to know what's going on. Can the events be controlled? Can we somehow get back into normal? Mayor Breakwater is sitting on the frozen ground, cradling his grown-up daughter, Sahana Breakwater. Sahana is struggling against the ropes that you've used to tie her hands, her arms, her legs, so she can't get away, harm herself, harm everyone else. Her shrieks and screams are muffled by the gag that has been tied around her mouth and her jaw. Mayor Breakwater is desperately trying to talk her back to sanity. Sahana keeps on struggling. You look around, the devastation. There are still corpses on the ground. You hear shouts from the east at the Fisher's Market, where some kind of order seems to be, efforts are made to reach some kind of a order in that square. As you look around in this devastation, what do you want to do?
I would like to speak. Take in. I would like to speak with the mayor. I have information. I say to the mayor, I know that you're looking at me because I resemble the people that have caused this carnage. But if I could impart word that may help you.
Speak.
There is hope for your daughter.
Hope.
I know, in this moment,
Do not give me empty promises. If you say something, mean it.
the lands in which I am from, there has been murmurs of a possible cure.
A cure, you say?
Earlier you said there's no cure. What the hell are you talking about?
It's coming back to me now. It's
You
been
know a lot more than you're saying. Be honest with us,
convenient.
please. Can you help us? Can you help her?
Let him speak. Cure.
I don't know fully, but what I know is two things. The blood of your daughter, if it comes into contact with anyone else's blood, you will more than likely become like her.
Ah, shit, keep her away from me.
But I have heard that there is a way to change, bring her back. But unfortunately, I do not know exactly how to do it.
I have her blood on my hands. Have I been turned?
I hope you don't have a paper cut.
This is no paper cut.
I do not know. But I would wash your hands as quick as possible.
I will consider this, but right now, I will take care of my daughter and see to it that she gets proper care.
I'm sure you're okay.
But if you know anything, you tell me.
We'll do what I can.
Anything else than speculation and lore.
I think it's time for this Brog spy to speak up. You keep on remembering a bit of this and a bit of that. All of a sudden, you have an epiphany.
That is true, it's weird.
I'm tired of these games.
Yes,
You keep
If you have a
speaking
cure for
riddles.
Sahana, you tell us now. How do we know that you're not better than all these long ears attacking our Frisvieg?
Don't know. But what I can tell you is that I'm here, that we are here, for a reason.
I don't care about reasons, I care about the cure for Sahana. Is there one?
I mean, I care about the fact that he might be a double spy.
Exactly.
Because it seems a bit shady to me.
That can easily be rearranged?
Look in my eyes. I have been called many things, and I have done many things in my life. But on my life's honor, I am not a spy. The words that I speak only are truth.
I mean, do you have anything for us to go on? Because it seems kind of like, that seems like something a double spy would say. Like, just trust me, I'm not a spy.
I understand how you feel, but you're focusing your energy on the wrong things right now. We have the mayor's daughter, who is foaming at the mouth.
Do you know somebody that can find out or that knows the answers that you can't remember? Do you know anything that's actually valuable?
Where I'm from, I know people. But where I am from, I am no longer welcomed. I've done things. But what I can tell you is, there is hope. There is hope, Mayor. But you have to trust me.
Hope.
I will show you that my word is bond, but you must trust me.
There are so many words, so little action. You have said so many words, and yet you have said nothing. Is this the Braug way? To speak and speak and speak and not help someone who is dying in front of you? Because then I can understand that your race is dead.
But I mean, to be fair, we don't know if she's dying.
Look
She's
at
just,
her.
like,
Look
she's
at
freaking
her.
out, but-
She's killing other people.
Yeah,
Whatever
but
was
that
her,
doesn't mean
it's already
she's
dead.
Dying. If there's a cure, she's not dead.
Do you know how many Braugs are in Frisvieg? Did you sail with them?
I sailed with two. I was sent by, well, it's not important, but I was sent by the leader of the Brow to scout.
I feel a bit confused.
That was not the question to my answer. Do you know how many Braugs are in Frisvieg?
Over 100, probably.
I feel a bit confused about the fact that you say you're no longer welcome, but yet you're sent from them. So they send you, but you're not allowed to return. So then why are they're sending you to do something, but you can't come back and give them the information? That makes no sense whatsoever.
Do we really have time for this?
Yes, if it's about getting valuable information that can help Sahana.
The information that you want, the information that she needs, I cannot give you by words. I can tell you what...
Then tell us, where do we go? Who do we kill? What do we fetch?
Suddenly, you hear the hoofs of horses riding both from east and west towards you. The thunderous clatter of horses galloping towards you fills your ears. You look to both direction and you see at least 10 knights in ceremonial, flamboyant, red and black garb charging towards you with the banners of the Church of Ilal flying high. Decorated helmets cover their faces. At the same time, footmen start streaming from between the buildings of the suites and the surrounding areas, and very quickly you find yourself surrounded by footmen and knights, all of them pointing their weapons, crossbows, lances, spears, and swords at your direction. Standing in the middle of that circle, what do you want to do?
I draw my sword and put up my shield to protect
I want to
Sahana.
whisper to the group. So, if they catch this guy, I think he's fucked, and I'm pretty sure he's the only lead we got to cure for this girl.
I was just gonna say that we need him.
Yeah, but I don't think these guys are gonna be very nice if they get him. So
Let's
my
work
best bet is
together
that we
now.
escape this.
Protect Sahana. Stand around Sahana.
I distance myself from the rest of the group a little bit and just raise my hands.
The circle of soldiers, you recognize, Danny, them as the Obsidian guards, and the ones on horseback are called the Knights of the Obsidian Guard. They are the militaristic branch of the Church of Ilal, the elite force in the fight against everything evil and corrupted and impure. A little bit further away, you hear another clattering of hoofs. This is coming from the west, down the street, and slowly the knights of the Obsidian Guard part and let pass two riders. One of them, a very, very big man on a white noble steed, another on a smaller, dark brown horse, thinner man, gaunt man. The first thing that you notice is the size of the man on the white steed. He's large, he looks like an egg teetering on top of a wall. He is bald, his pointy head is shiny in the morning sun. His large nose sits on top of a frowning mouth. He's wearing this crimson scarlet jacket with golden decorations. He has a bear fur collar arranged on top of the jacket. He's wearing a vest that has a white top and a leather bottom, together with these kind of baggy, dark black trousers and big black boots. In his wrist, you notice that he's wearing a bracelet, much like the bracelet that Danny is wearing. The thinner man riding next to this large character, has a close cropped hair, very, very short hair. It's light brown. He's wearing black straight trousers and close-fitting black shirt. Around his neck, there is this collar built again very, very similar way as the man's bracelet and looking exactly the same as the collar on the waist of Danny. The thinner man has this cape that doesn't seem to be built or made to protect from the cold. In fact, this thinner man seems strangely oblivious to the cold air. The capes outside is black and inside is dark red. As they ride in, you start hearing this sound, this voice echoing and ping-ponging from the buildings and the ruins of the distilleries around you. And this whispering sound starts saying, "Thus arrives the most illuminated Herenold ein Sandergeld, high emissary, knight, rider, luminary of the thrice-hailed rainbow, and thrusted keeper of the circular pyramid key to the Ilal's secret shrine. He is pretty important." Danny, can you make a wisdom save for me?
Oof.
I am sorry.
1.
Danny, as you hear the voice of divine power echoing through the buildings around you, fall to your knees, eyes towards the sky as you witness divine power in action for the very first time in your life.
Yeah. I'm stunned. It's everything that I wanted. So I'm just speechless watching this person with the collar, and this mad feeling of jealousy and at the same time excitement, and something that I've always just dreamed about seeing, but I've never actually witnessed it, and it's here, and I don't know what to do.
While on your knees, the bigger man grunts a little bit and struggles down from his steed and says to the thin, spindly man, Manish John, put some more feeling to it next time. And then he turns to you. What do we have here?
Who's bigger, him or the Bjorn?
Him.
I gently gesture towards Peng with my hand, as if I'm trying to reach for an item, but then just regretting it, and trying to send a magical message to her, a magical whisper. It's one of my cantrips. Is it all right?
You can try.
Okay. Do you want a wisdom check for this?
Yes.
Peng? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. 4 minus 1. 3.
Do I now notice that he's doing something he shouldn't be doing?
What is he?
Can you make a perception check?
It's very subtle. It's not a big spell or anything. It's a small cantrip.
3 plus 2.
Okay.
5.
So you start gesturing towards Peng. Well, how did you do it?
I basically just move my hand as if I'm about to grab something from her or just touch her shoulder.
Okay.
While whispering.
Yeah.
While whispering, if they know I'm dead.
Okay.
I let my hand slip back.
Okay. You actually, you misjudged the distance a little bit, and you actually poke Peng to the side, and you get a little bit surprised by it. What do you do?
Once I hear the whisper at the start of the sentence, I'm like, shh. And I realize that wasn't good either.
I stare at Peng.
I also stare at her.
The big man stares at you as well.
It's the thing, everybody stares at me.
While staring at Peng, Herinold Ein Sundergeld says, I've heard some reports of criminal activities on the streets. I've heard of violence, death, and destruction, and I've come here to rescue the city of Frisvieg from the powers of evil. And I think I've found the criminals in the act.
Yeah,
Look-
they were
It's
headed
not
that
us
way.
you're looking for.
No, they were headed that way.
Explain
Not
yourselves.
us. We're just trying to help. Like, we heard there was a lot of fires and a lot of commotion, so we came down, and these people were going insane, and we just kind of tried to capture them.
Try to what?
I raised
calm
my
them
arm
down.
to show off my bracelet. I don't know why I did that. I wasn't sure which arm I have it on, but yeah. And say that was a complete blank in my head right now. Everything is
You are still very much in awe of Herinold's
Yes, I'm still in that.
display of divine power. So you stand there raising your arm.
Stop, please. We're just here to help. Can you please help us?
I'm here to solve the situation.
Then please
And
help
what
us.
I can tell, you have no pure intentions. Ah,
I'm pointing at Sahana.
Mayor.
I hold up.
Breakwater, is that you? And the mayor looks up. Yes, it is me. Who is that wench on your knee, Mayor? And the mayor looks up. And that is my daughter, Sahana. She's been turned. I do not know what's happening. And she's been turned. And Herinold looks at her and says, well, I hope it turns out well. And then Herinold motions to behind the ring of knights, and suddenly this soldier appears, comes between the knights and the guards, and you recognize him as one of the soldiers you met on the ice and he starts approaching you and stands next to Herinold, and starts. His face goes white, and he starts pointing at you one by one. Yes, yes, yes. It was them, most illuminous one. It was them on the ice. They were the ones that.
But hey, dude, we met you after the attack. You can't honestly believe that it was us who did it.
No, it was them. They were on the ice, and they threatened me and a poor private from the militia, and they took their weapons, and then they attacked, and that man, he started chanting, and the fire and lightning came from his fingers.
This man is clearly delusional. He's stressed by the war, and you should get him some help.
No, Mr. Most Illuminous One, I swear, it was the truth, and they killed Private Thor, just left him on the ice.
I don't know this.
And they attacked me, and they hit me in the head, and they left me for dead. But luckily, I woke up afterwards, and I followed them. It was them.
Please listen to me.
Now Herinold turns
he's
to you.
lying.
Listen to you? Why should I listen to you? I saw
You're wasting your time.
Blasphemous act of sacrilege last night, pretending to be the Most High God, Ilal, in your gluttonous rites at the monastery. So please indulge me. What do you have to say?
I only said you're wasting your time. We're not the ones you're looking for.
Maybe
I
if
have a
you
witness.
ask Mayor Breakwater what happened, because he can attest that we came here to help. We rescued his daughter.
Mayor Breakwater. Who are these people? Mayor Breakwater looks up, and he seems to be at the point of exhaustion. His frail body is about to collapse and fail him. And he looks at you. He looks at Herinold and says, "They came. They brought my daughter to me. That's all I know. That's all I know." And then Herinold looks around. Well, this is very intriguing. This is very intriguing indeed. We have a man with an accusation. We need some proof. And proof. I see proof. He looks at Ow. We have a Braug with you. How do you explain that?
He saved us.
How? He saved who? He stood there talking, waving with his little...
He's talking to the knights and the guards around. They can't even agree on their story amongst themselves.
There is no story. Take the Braug and let us go. If you want him, take him.
Chaplain, you were saying...
To be honest, I don't think he's on their side.
Oh, I recognize you. You came up with a delegation from the capital.
Yeah, so you can trust me.
Gleeman. To trust a Gleeman. What was the saying? To trust a Gleeman is like, words escape me. What was it? What was it? And he turns to John, when he's John in his collar. What was the saying again? And John just kind of shrugs. I don't know. Doesn't matter. I believe a Gleeman would do a better job introducing me than my pitiful excuse of Wanish. What would you say?
I probably would. Yeah.
I will take you up on your word, and I will call on you later. I have big plans for you. I can take you to places if you perform. But anyways, we have a Braug here. And no explanation. Let's just see what else do we have. And then,
You are wasting your time while the city's burning.
as I see it, I've caught the culprits. And Private Drone that you just saw giving witness against your crimes slips a note to Herinold. And Herinold opens it up and starts reading. We are picking up as many people as possible, taking them to the monastery. If you get there safely, I'll be waiting by the northern wall of the monastery. This note was found in the Fish's Market using the handwriting of a monk. Is this your note? Who are these people? You are colluding with the Braug. Did you direct the Braug to attack the monastery? Who are these people? Who are you meeting?
No, we're trying to help. We're trying to help the turned people, and I was hoping that the monks could help us.
And magic. Whisperings of magic. Don't try and fool me. I saw your awkward gesturings with your hand. You know, aiding and abetting magic users, evil, tainted magic users, the worst.
No, but that was magic. He's just not civilized. He lives in the forest. He doesn't know how to behave in the city. Yeah, you see.
He's going
mad.
crazy already.
But he's not dangerous.
By
He's just...
the power invested in me as the first illuminary and as the holder of the circular pyramid key to the sacred shrine of Ilal, I condemn you. And as he says those words, this little woman, about 5 foot tall, moves into the circle where you were being held by the knights and mutters to herself, boys, 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 with their toys and their spears. Oh dear, what am I to do with you? And then she fishes out this scroll from her tunic and starts reading. By imperial decree, I'm called Auntie L, by the way. Auntie L. I'm in charge of the sentencing and incarceration of fugitives and criminals in this town. And this is according to the laws and the decrees and the constitution of Frisvieg and the Empire. And last I checked, Herinold, you are just a religious authority. Am I correct? Herinold looks at Auntie L and grumbles. Yes, you are correct. While you see this exchange going on, what do you want to do?
Are we still very surrounded?
Yes.
I want to slap Danny in the face to make her wake up from her gobsmacked. What's that for? Do something. You have the same bracelet. Talk to them.
Auntie L sees you slap Danny and she chuckles a little bit.
What are you laughing at?
Hey, don't mess with her.
I mean-
She's in charge of sentencing.
She turns back into Herinold and says, I deal with people all the time. It is my job to take care of drunkards, lowlives. I sort them out. Let's just say we do this. There's a suspicion of a crime. There's evidence being presented according to the laws and degrees of the Empire. A fair trial should be given. I am that person that can give that fair trial. So this is what we will do. She looks at Herinold in the face and says, I will take these people to the tower, and then a fair trial will be organized. What do you say?
There's no need for a trial. How close friends, or how much do I know the people with the same bracelets?
Not much at all. This was a delegation from the Empire. You heard that they were coming, but you haven't met them. You came much earlier into the town of Frisvieg.
So, but our relationship, as in like having the same bracelet and all that kind of things, what power does that give me, like in communication-wise?
It's a sign of your being the part of the clergy. Nothing more and nothing less than that.
So, can I do I have any persuasion over them? As in like,
you can try.
yeah.
What do you want to say?
I want to walk up to. Is he still sitting on his horse?
No, he's scrambled down.
Okay, so I'm crumbled down as in.
Yeah. He kind of climbed down awkwardly from his horse.
Yeah, I walk up to him, and so we're on the same level, and quietly tell him that if Sahana. So how much do they know Sahana, like the mayor's daughter?
You don't know.
Okay. If Sahana dies, that's gonna be on you if you don't let us go. Will you please let us go?
Can you make a persuasion check?
I can. Ah. 20!
Nice. Nice.
1 to 20. Wow.
So Harrenhal looks at you and looks at the Sahana lying on the ground with Maya Breakwater. I like your spirit, young one. Tell you what, I will go along with this.
Thank you.
But even though I do not have the judicial authority in this case, I do have the authority over magic users. And he looks at you. Today is the Culling Festival. Traditionally, in the Culling Festival, children are tested for their affinity and ability to magic. But this year, this Culling Festival will be something special. Very special, the most special Culling Festival ever witnessed in the town of Frisvieg. This time, we will test these lowlives also for their affinity to magic.
I take my short sword. I gently grasp Sahana's arm. And then I threaten them.
May I break water? What are you doing?
This disease is contagious via blood. You don't let us go, you will end up like Sahana.
Harrenhal comes to you, takes his finger along your blade, looks at his finger, and licks it.
Oh shit, that feels like it's stupid.
What were you saying, little one?
Take me. There are no other sorcerers here. Take me.
Auntie Elle looks
Just
at you.
leave them be. This is what you want.
Hold your horses, everyone. Hold your horses. Okay. Fine. You are big boys, all of you, and you have big weapons and all that kind of stuff. Fine. But the original plan was, I will take these people to my tower. We'll get them ready for your festival, and then you can do your thing. What do you say? Shall we go with that?
Yeah, sounds great.
It will buy
Thank
us
you.
time.
And then Auntie Elle comes and stands in front of you, Bjorn, looks at you in the eye. Island, are we going to have a problem?
Spit on the ground before the Obsidian Knights.
So surly.
No, we're not. I'm happy to be tested,
Good
since
lad.
I'm not a real magic user.
Good lad. See, everyone's happy. She raises her arm and taps you a little bit on the cheek. I believe restraints are not necessary.
No, not at all.
And then I whisper a loud murmur, actually. And I say, it's not over. So that everyone can hear, but not know exactly what was said.
Antiel looks at you, arches an eyebrow, thinks a while, and then says to Herinold, okay, we are off. You go and arrange your festival, and you come and fetch us when it's time. Fine. And then dismisses Herinold, looks at you, and starts walking ahead of you, completely trusting that you will follow her. What do you want to do?
I start following her at first.
Yeah.
I wrap up Sahana's wound.
Okay. Mayor Breakwater looks at you, completely dazed by now. It's too much for him. It's just completely overwhelming what has happened during the night, what just transpired, and just this look of gratitude shines from his face as he looks at you, nods, and then goes back into trying to tend Sahana.
Mr. Mayor, it's gonna be okay. And then I lift up Sahana and carry her.
He doesn't let you.
He doesn't let me.
Nope. He's holding on to Sahana.
Mayor, you have to.
No.
I think she's in safe hands. You can probably leave her.
We have bigger problems.
Yeah.
Are we just gonna leave her?
Am I the only one walking,
So you're...
Yes.
following Auntie
Is
El?
anyone else following Auntie El?
I'm following as well.
Okay.
I'm just trying to get her to leave her. I think she's in good hands. We have to go, we have to fix this issue, then we'll fix the cure, and then we'll come back and you can save her.
Are there any people around?
The
Auntie El
people are
and us?
watching from the buildings that are lining the streets between the distilleries and the sweets district.
If I would speak gently, would people hear, or could I speak to her alone ahead of me?
Auntie El,
Yes.
you can catch up.
Okay. So I try to walk just behind her.
So, as if she sensed what's going on behind her, without looking back, she stops suddenly. You almost bump into her. She clears her throat. Last warning. And then she starts walking again.
Oh yeah, scurry up so that I'm joining the group.
Okay, what are you doing, Danny?
I'm not leaving. I'm here to save Sahana. And
Mayor Breakwater
Mr. Mayor?
looks at you. Please, go. Auntie El, trust her.
Who's gonna protect you if somebody comes?
I will be fine.
Where are you taking her?
Not your concern.
I want to
Leave.
help. Please.
Leave. What are you doing?
I'm standing looking at Herinold, a bit dumbfounded in the moment, because he put the blood in his mouth.
Yeah,
And I know, I think I know that something should be happening to him. So I've never seen someone be turned before, but I've heard how it happens, and I saw what just happened, and I'm a bit confused because I think something should be happening to Herinold at this moment. So I feel like saying something to Herinold. Herinold,
I'm not talking to you.
do you
Leave.
do you know what you've done?
I'm not talking. He turns his back. Suddenly, this kind of militia bearing the signs of the town of Frisvieg start appearing from the west, from the fishes market, and behind them or in between them, they're dragging people that have turned. Their arms are tied. Their mouths are gagged as well, and they're organized in these trains that are starting to go towards the east as well. Auntie El snaps her fingers, and a couple of them grab you, Danny, and also you, Ao, and then they start taking you with them, and then Auntie El starts walking forward again. You followed willingly.
Yeah, so did I.
You being now dragged along with a couple of Frisvieg militia, as well as you. Herinold is left conversing with the knights and with one-ish John. What did you want to do?
I want to run.
Yeah?
I want to make a run for it. Towards the forest.
Okay.
Towards my hut.
Okay. So, can you make a dexterity check?
I can, with my very special die. Ooh, for once! Oh,
What was it?
thank the forest spirits. 17 plus 3.
Okay. Okay.
job.
So you start running, and suddenly you feel this weight on your back, and you fall with that weight face down on the ground. Surprising strength turns you on your back, and you see Auntie L sitting cross-legged on top of your chest, looking at you.
Nice.
I love Ontiel.
Young man,
We're in the middle of the war, and this is
you
looking
give me any more of that nonsense, and I will turn you inside out, looking for contraband in all the wrong places. Do you understand me?
Are you at least feeling a little bit good with her on
Your
your chest?
mother would be very disappointed.
Don't you
at this
dare
favor.
speak of my mother.
I speak of my friend as much as I like, young man. Now, stand up.
Do you know if she's alive?
Why wouldn't she be?
Look at Frisvieg.
You underestimate your mother.
Thank you.
Now get up! And she
Standing
whispers, I am trying to help. And she starts walking again.
I put my hand on Bjorn's back and I say, we need to buy us time.
Okay, so you are still being dragged by the militia behind Auntie L. Raza, what are you doing?
I'm coming quietly.
Here, come.
I'm not messing with her.
Damn it.
Don't you
Okay.
want her sitting on you as well?
Did we all hear that she's trying to help, or that was just Bjorn that heard that?
You didn't hear anything. Yeah.
But I
Okay.
feel
You just heard
positively
about the
this
contraband stuff. Okay. So you're walking up the street to northeast, and you start noticing now behind the smog and the ash and the soot floating in the air, this shape of a tower rising there in front of you at the end of that street. It looks ancient. It looks 3 stories high until there's another story that looks broken down and crumbled. The architecture is slender and delicate, looks ancient. Elven comes to mind, even though you don't know really where it came from. It doesn't have that bulkiness of human architecture that you're used to in these parts of the world. Auntie L walks through the entrance doorway to the tower, fully expecting you to follow. The militia is pushing you, Danny, and Ao ahead of them through that same door. Bjarn, Peng, and Raza follow Auntie L willingly as she starts climbing up the circular stairs towards the higher levels of the tower. What you hear is the moaning and crying and the scratching that you're now come to relate to the condition of the turned. And it seems like this is where the town has now temporarily started to bring all the people that are struggling with this condition. You climb stairs up and up and up until you judge that you've come all the way to the 3rd level. Auntie L opens a door and you step in, and this surprising coziness welcomes you. A warm fire, chairs with cushions on them, candles that you recognize, Bjarn. It has a warm feeling, a surprisingly warm and beautiful feeling in that room. The militia pushes you inside Danny and whispers, "Good luck." And the other militia quite roughly push you also inside, and they shut the door with a bang behind you. Antiel is standing in the middle of the room, still her back turned, and says, "Welcome to the tower. Now, find a seat. What do you want to do?"
I'll sit down in one of the chairs, like propping my feet up, getting real comfortable.
Yeah, take a seat next to the fire.
Montiel, do you know if anything has happened to the monastery? Have you heard?
I do not know. It is quite worrying that the monks aren't here. It is the culling festival, and the monks usually ran things, as you know. But they're not here. The sun has risen. Why are they not here? I do not know. Their jackdaw messengers haven't reached me either. I do not know.
You need to help me to get free so I can see what's happened to them.
Politics, my dear. What you're now witnessing is politics, and you're in the middle of it. But tell me, why would the monks not come here? What can you... Do you know anything? What was your name, dear?
Peng.
Peng.
Something must have happened to them?
Yes, it's very curious. It's very curious.
Oh wait, what's gonna happen to us now?
Well, it is a calling festival, and I mean, by being here, all of you have gone through this before. The calling festival. You
Can
tested.
I speak with you myself, Auntie?
In a moment, dear. In a moment. All in good time.
But you do realize...
Is it really? Island? Is it?
It is.
Then she turns to Danny. That thing of yours,
Yeah,
does that work?
it does.
Don't give me that attitude, dear. Come on. Give us a little bit of a smile. Fine. It really works. Does it? And tell me the truth. Do you know?
I know it works.
Have you tested it?
Yes.
What works?
The collar.
Does
She has that collar.
You don't know what it is.
do
It's
I?
Yes, you do. You've been tested with that as well as a kid.
Oh, okay, yeah.
All of you have
we-
have been tested a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
And you passed. Apart from you, you don't really know what's going on here with the collars and bracelets. Any news from the capital?
Do I have any news from the capital?
Yeah.
Do I know if it works?
Do you know that they're struggling with food? There's famine. The leaders are living lavish lifestyles while the people are going hungry.
I mean, it's definitely not good in the capital, if that's what you're asking.
I remember when I was there, watching the sun set from the Dignity Hill into the Gilbert Bay. Have you ever seen it?
I mostly stick to the shadows.
You're not alive until you've seen it. Food poisoning at the kebab stalls at the outer ring.
Oh yeah, sounds like a dream.
You know totally when that you're alive.
Auntie,
after
can
that.
we stop speaking about food?
Yes.
Is she here?
Who?
You said she was alive still.
She's not here.
Where did she go?
To tell you the truth, and you deserve the truth, I do not know.
Then how do you know she's alive?
I know her.
When did you last see her?
Yesterday.
The candle shop was a mess. As if someone had been through it all.
That's a little bit worrying, yes. But Kira, she's a resourceful woman. If there's anyone who can survive an invasion, it's her. Have faith. We will figure this out. We will figure this out. Anyways, let me just
Dungeon Master, question. Do I know if my bracelet works?
You haven't tried it.
Okay. I didn't think I had, but I just want to check.
Or you have tried it on these different culling festivals in the past, but there has never been a person found that can use magic.
So it might be a problem.
So you have no idea, to be honest. But yes, you believe that it works.
Yeah.
But really, you don't know.
Thank you.
Okay.
Auntie L,
Yes, dear?
let's say I passed, I passed the culling festival, but let's say, hypothetically, if someone would have dabbled with something that will it change the results?
Hypothetically,
Hypothetically, asking for a friend.
I do not know.
Okay,
Really nice rings you have in, by the way.
thank you. They're old heirlooms.
Yeah, I understand. But,
I want
I
to whisper to Bjorn only.
Does she know that you... Will she help you? Does she know?
I don't know. I do not know.
suddenly you see this head popping up between you.
But she
And
knows.
she's looking at both of you. Yes, I do.
Can you trust her?
Yes, you can.
I love your
Hello.
agreeing face.
I see you're totally exhausted, people. Maybe it is time to rest a little bit. Let me serve you my famous hangover soup. People in worse condition than you have found their brains refreshed, decision-making corrected after a few servings. So would you mind, finally, take that seat? She's staring at you, Peng.
I climb up and I sit.
And then she goes into this big kettle that is boiling at the fireplace and serving some soup and giving all of you a platter. And you sit
She
down.
giving herself a platter as well.
No. So, question, do you take this time to rest?
Yes. I'm gonna say yes.
I'm going to wait and eat anything until I've seen someone else eat for a while first.
I'll eat it. I'm
Okay.
starving.
She can start.
Okay.
I don't even think about that. I'll just start scoffing.
You eat, and it has this very sweet taste of carrot, swede, and turnip, plus something that you don't recognize, but it is delicious.
Can I ask a brief, what is my relationship to Auntie L?
You have no idea. You haven't met her before.
I haven't met her before even.
No.
She knows too much.
Are there any windows? Can I look out?
Yep. The windows facing from her private quarters, it seems like, are in towards the bay. So you see the ice of Frisvieg Bay stretching before you from there. It's a pretty nice view, actually.
What's the outside of the building? What does it look like?
The outside of it's stone. It's very well worked stone. You barely can see the seams between the stones that has been worked.
Is she watching us still?
Yes.
Is it climbable with stones?
You can try,
I'll refrain for now.
but it looks very, very smooth.
Smooth as in no, you
Elven
can't.
work smooth. So you can barely see the seams.
I pretend that I'm going to rest, but I stay awake.
Okay. So, the ones who are resting,
Yes.
you can throw a hit die for your hit points.
Oh, which one was that?
For you, I think it's the 8-sided die.
Oh,
Is that the 10 one?
short rest.
Yeah, Danny, you throw the 8-sided die as well.
Question, can you have more than max?
No,
Is it a long rest or a short rest?
short rest. So an hour.
So it's not a sleep rest then?
No.
Okay, then I would like to
Guys,
rest as well.
Chilling on the chairs and eating soup.
A short rest.
Yeah.
I got a 6.
Okay, so you can add that to your hit points.
8-sided die?
Yeah.
I won't rest. I'll
won't.
keep watch.
Okay.
I got a 3. Do I just add 3 then?
I mean, I'm currently 1 HP, so...
Yeah. Short resting is you kind of sitting around. You can be alert. You don't have to
You
be
can still-
sleeping. You can
yeah.
be reading. You can do all kinds of things. So you can just enjoy this moment.
What were you saying?
Oh, do I just add 3 to my hit points?
Yes. Did you get a 3?
Yeah.
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 Well, since
I don't know
nobody's
if it's
eating,
different with her class, or if it's just an
Yeah,
blank.
I think it's just 3. I'll check that later. If we're wrong, we're gonna fix that.
since nobody's eating, I'll take their plates too. I'm starving.
I'm eating.
You won't get any more hit points, but you get
Oh, I
satisfied
just
and
love
warm and
food.
fuzzy
Get off my
inside.
plate, Danny. I'm eating.
Not everything's about
Do I
hit
have to?
points.
Do I have to rest to eat, or can I just?
No, you can just rest.
I mean, if I don't want to rest,
Yeah.
there's a lot on my mind right
Yeah,
now.
yeah. You
Weighing
can just
on
take a
me.
break. And basically, that's a short rest.
I can.
And then-
Okay. Okay. I just want to figure out the rest thing.
Not willing to rest.
Because I need you to know that I'm not resting
on,
right
damn
now
it,
in my
people.
mind.
Maybe you
But,
want your hit points back because
Can I have a question, please?
yeah.
I can't click anything for some reason on the hit points. Does that matter now? Can I just take a note?
Just heal it.
No, I can't do anything. for some
Okay,
reason.
we'll fix that later.
Is the whole screen frozen?
No, I can move
We have some
stuff.
technical difficulties, people here.
I don't know, it's just
Make
weird.
a note of it on the paper.
Make a note. That's good.
Okay, I'll just borrow that.
Okay.
But she's still there.
She's still
Can we
there.
speak to her?
Huh?
Can I speak to her?
Yeah, Ken?
How do you know so much?
It's my job.
It's your job, you say. How come I don't know of you? How long have you been in Frisvieg?
Oh, well, my whole life. I am the judge, jury, and executioner of Frisvieg. Antiel. You haven't heard of me?
Maybe I have. Maybe I haven't.
I have heard of you.
If you truly want to help us, you do realize there are two fates and one is worse than the other for me tomorrow.
I do realize.
If it comes to it, I'd rather choose death than being one of those hounds.
At the same time,
I took note of that.
if you truly want to help your mother, if you truly want to help, and she looks at you with that arch eyebrow again, Sahana, you can do that, possibly, a little bit better, with a collar around your neck that may or may not work, looks at Danny, rather than being
Smirking a bit,
6
but trying to hide
feet
it.
underground. But I tell you, son of Frisvieg, Frieslanders will not forget a Frieslander. You may have played house in the woods, pretending that no one knows you're there. Some of us know. It is time to grow up, Island.
Grow up.
Yes, grow up.
You're calling me childish? After everything everyone has done to me.
Now. Look yourself in the mirror, right?
And now you use Sahana and my mother
Yes.
to try to get your own will through, whatever be it.
I am trying to help you. You may not see it now, but you will in the end. Now eat. You need it.
I ate it.
Why don't you have some yourself?
I am not hungry. But fine. And she takes one bowl and puts a spoonful in her mouth and says, Happy?
Did she swallow?
No, she did.
She didn't.
So, if she swallowed, I'm not gonna be worse, then I'm gonna swallow too. So I take the bowl and I start
Swallowing.
watching her while doing it.
Okay. In awkward silence, you start spooning those
Weird, dude.
that soup, that Auntie Elle's famous hangover soup in your mouths.
I'm sorry, what?
It is a trap.
Like the food?
Suddenly, you hear this gong from the outside that rings twice. Boom. Another one. Boom. And Auntie Elle looks at you. It is time. And then suddenly you start hearing armored feet coming up the stairs into the tower. And Auntie Elle goes and opens the door, and you see Obsidian guards outside the door, and they come and grab you. While they're doing
How
that
many
quite
of them?
roughly, huh?
How many of them?
There's 6. And then while Auntie Elle sees that they're treating you quite roughly and looks at you, there's no need for that.
Treating us roughly how?
They're straining you, pushing you, and Auntie Elle saying, there's no need of that. They gave me their word that they will come. Didn't you?
Yeah,
Yes.
I did. Of course. Do whatever you say, Auntie Elle.
Okay. And they start leading you down the steps into the bottom, the lower levels of the tower. Outside, you see, once you arrive there, that the sun has risen a little bit higher. The morning sun has now become an afternoon sun or noon sun, and the soldiers start leading you towards the central square of the town of Frisvieg. Let's take a break right there.
Good job, guys.
So, you are marching from the tower to northeast towards the central town square. You see some of the townsmen are lining the streets, curious to see what's going on. In the time that you spent in the tower, there are some things that have seemed to have happened. You see most of the bodies have been collected. The grieving people that were by the side of their sisters, brothers, mothers, and fathers have gone. You don't hear the shrieks of the turned on the streets, so relative order has been restored. As you march closer and closer towards the central square, you start noticing the Obsidian Guard and the Imperial soldiers are there as a constant presence behind people almost making sure that they stay. Townsmen are beginning to line the streets, and as you enter the town square, there's a significant number of Frieslanders gathered on that square to watch what is about to happen. You see grief in their eyes, dried tears falling down that have fallen down their cheeks. Some still have hastily washed bloodstains in their clothes, hands, and faces. And always you have Obsidian guards and Imperial soldiers there, making sure that the people are there. As you march into the square, you first notice the town hall. The town hall it protrudes from a hill or even a cliff at the northern side of the town square. There seems to have been a structure that almost blends into the cliffside, and then you see the regular Frisviegian and human construction that seem to have been growing on top of that original structure, sort of like a tumor. You see the town hall looming on top of everything. In the middle of the square, you see the shrine for Uma Walal, the firstborn, pure daughter of god Ilal. You have Thorwald's Beard, the inn on the west side. You have the Fishers Guild on the east side, and a few more buildings that you're too agitated to pay attention to. You're marched towards the center of the square, where a hasty stage has been constructed, or seems like fixed. There are burn marks on the planks and the beams that built that stage. The front of the stage seem to have collapsed, and there are some fish barrels that are put in sort of like panic underneath the stage to keep it some support, but still both of the sides, the lips of the stage are kind of drooping downwards, so the stage looks like it's frowning in sorrow at everyone who's looking at it. On top of that stage, you see 5 children in various stages of terror and grief, standing there facing the gold, waiting to be tested. What usually has been a joyous occasion in a child's life had turned into a forced nightmare. You are marched towards that stage, and onto that stage, all of you are standing in a row behind those children. Herinold is standing grinning in front of the stage and looks at the crowd very pleased, and looks at you who have been delivered as promised into the culling festival of Frisvieg this year. You standing on the stage behind the children. What do you want to do?
The children
Are we in,
been tested?
Are we in cuffs or anything, or are we free to move?
You're free to move, but you recognize the presence of the Obsidian Guard with their crossbows and spears behind you. You can guess what would happen if you would do something.
I just kind of carefully want to shift my reins a bit, and then maybe I'll sneak one down into my little pouch that I have on my belt.
Mm-hmm.
The green one.
Have the children been tested yet?
These are the children that would have been tested anyways.
How close are we to each other?
You are very close to each other. You're standing in a row. There's about maybe 30, like a feet in between each of you.
I feel compelled to just say to Arnold, how are you feeling?
Herno looks at you. I am feeling great. How about you, Half-Blood?
Just checking.
Thank you for checking. Then Hernold walks to you, Raza, and says, "It is time to introduce me."
You want me to do it?
Yes, my Wanish.
How do you want me to introduce you? As the dude with the majestic scalp?
I mean, look at me.
Okay.
If you do it well, I might ignore that knife wound that was discovered in the neck of one of the corpses outside the distillery.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But the stage is yours. Introduce me, Gleeman. And if you do it well, maybe there's a future for you in the courts of the capital.
Do you want me to do a roll?
Yeah, yes. What do you want to do?
I want to give it my best shot.
Okay.
But I don't remember what to say about him, except for that he is bald, and I'm guessing that he does not want me to mention that.
Okay, so make your roll and let's see how much do you remember. Performance check.
18.
Okay.
Plus performance, you said, plus 5.
Okay, brilliant, brilliant. So his name is Herinold Ein Sundergeld. So he's the High Emissary Knight Rider.
Wait. Harold.
All you need to remember is Knight Rider, and it will come
Knight
back to you.
Rider. Okay.
Luminary of the thrice hailed rainbow. And the trusted keeper of the circular pyramid key to Ilal's secret shrine.
Circular key.
Yes. While you're thinking about that, there were some whisperings at the other side of the row.
Yes. So I try to get close to Peng. Try to make sure that only we speak alone. Peng, I need to ask you for a favor. If things go wrong here, I don't want to be their tool. Please kill me if it's necessary. Yes, Peng.
You cannot ask me
I am
for that.
asking you to.
I won't do that.
You won't do that for me?
Nope.
Do you want to see me like a dog with a leash?
Obviously no. I won't do that.
Fine. I thought you were my friend.
Can I notice that they're talking? Because I kind of...
You didn't notice.
I didn't notice.
No.
Oh.
Herinold raises his arms, does a thing with his right hand that has the bracelet on it. You glance at Wanish John standing beside him. His face pales up a little bit and sweat starts pouring down the sides of his face. You hear this wind starting to whoosh around the town square, fluttering the banners that have been partly burned. And clearly, Herinold is enjoying this big spectacle. As you, Danny, witness the power of God manifest again, you now barely manage to contain yourself, but you notice that your mouth has just opened into this in awe expression on your face. The crowd goes silent, and then Herinold points at you, Raza.
Yes.
Lowers his hand. The wind ceases.
Ladies and gentlemen.
And you hear that your voice has been amplified somehow throughout the square. And you can see the sweat is pouring more and more down Wanish John's face, and he's barely kind of managing to stand up as your voice echoes around the town square.
Sent to you by Ilal himself. I give you Herinold Knight Rider. What's that? His name?
You're doing good.
Luminance of the thrice rainbow, holder of the circular key of something. I'm sorry, I don't remember what he wanted me to say.
Someone's getting executed tonight.
She's not very studious.
What was your throw again?
18, it was.
Oh, this was a brilliant performance. Hernold looks at you beaming, especially with the Knight Rider. His smile stretches all the way up to his large ears. Looking very pleased, and he's taking a couple of steps towards the audience, and there's a few of the guard that clap and cheer, but the silence in the square is still deafening. Herinold doesn't seem to notice or mind, and he addresses the crowd. Frisviegians, the Culling Festival traditionally has been a way for us to make sure that we are a pure people. Uma Walal, the firstborn of Gadilal, he starts looking or even staring at you, Peng, fell to the seductions of Nisham and became the victim of corruption herself. Our duty as citizens of the Walali Empire is to safeguard ourselves from the deceptions and seductions of the evil one, Nisham. And thus, today, the greatest culling festival ever witnessed by the town Frisvieg, we will test our youth, but we will also test these people who are suspected of dabbling and even engaging with a vile and evil practice of magic. And he fully expects an applause, and there's someone who slow claps in the back of the room. Or back of the square. He doesn't mind. Let the testing begin. And then Herinold looks at you, Danny.
Oh, I'm so excited. I peed a little bit. But,
You peed a little bit?
don't do that.
You're right.
I'm
Yeah.
excited, so it doesn't really
So he points at the collar that is hanging from your belt, and then he points at the 5 children in line in front of you.
Yes. I take off the collar, hold my head very high, very proud moment for me, and go up and put it around the neck of the first child.
Okay.
Is she for real?
And as you let your hands go, you see that the collar kind of opens up again and slips, and with a loud thud, falls down into the planks of the stage.
Yes.
And you pick it up, and then you test the rest of the children with that collar with the same result. As the children are tested one by one, the relief in their faces is very, very clear, and then they happily run to their parents who receive them proudly and comfort them from this very unusual experience at a culling festival. Herinold points at you again, but this time he points at the bracelet and tells you to bring it to him.
Do you mean take this off?
Yes. Bring it to me.
Well, you're not leashed, but are you going to be a dog as well to them? Like the man sweating over there?
You feel a spear point suddenly dig behind your ribs.
Whose side are you on?
Bring it to me. Now.
Not sure she has a lot of choices here.
What do you mean with I feel a spear?
Someone is poking a spear into your back and it's starting to get really painful and prodding you towards Herinold.
Trust yourself. Do what you think is right.
Will I get it back?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Just give him
Give
the
it
bracelet.
to me.
Remember who saved your life before?
But what, she's gonna keep it and get us all killed?
There's now another spear pointing at your back. The crowd is waiting
How
in
far away
tense silence.
The collar. Do I have that as well?
You still have that, but it's the bracelet that he wants.
What's he gonna do with it? Do I know?
No. The spears are now really shoving you forward to Herinold, and you can't help but take more and more
Yes.
steps towards him. And now you're standing face to face with a man who's intensely staring at you. Give it to me, child.
How many is standing behind me with the spears?
Now there's 2 guards.
2. And where are the other guards?
They're all around the square.
Are they are they standing there freely?
They're standing there, yes. But the spears are all around, and the crossbows are starting to be raised at your direction.
Oh, damn. That's inconvenient. I turn around and chop off the spears and scream to everybody, "Run!"
Okay. As
Start running.
you try and do that,
Okay.
you feel this boot in your back, and you shove to the ground. You feel.
Don't I even have a chance to
You
try
feel a
and...
pain in your back, and you get 2 points of damage. On the ground, Herinold comes to you with decisive steps, takes the bracelet from your wrist, looks at you, and says, "I had such high hopes for you, child.
And you're dead."
Forget your career in the church," and spits on the ground next to you. Takes the bracelet and shows it to the ground, to the crowd, one in his right arm and the other one on his left wrist. And again, a few of the guards cheer and clap. One more chance, he turns back to you and says, "Put the collar on the half monk."
How am I laying on the ground? Is somebody on me?
No, but the spears are pointing at your direction.
Do it. Just do it.
Now's not the time to not do what they say.
Do you have something to hide? Is this a sign of your guilt?
I will do it if you give back my bracelet. It is mine.
You are in no position to make any demands.
I earned this bracelet. It's mine.
No, the bracelet is the property of the Church of Ilal. Now do as you say or rot in our dungeons for the rest of your life. If you're lucky, if you're unlucky, you will rot underground as a
do it if
corpse by today.
Just do it. We'll get your bracelet
I will do
later.
it if I get my bracelet back after.
No.
Is there a chance I can get my bracelet back after? Then otherwise I have no point in doing it.
You want to die, child?
I want my bracelet.
No.
Do I have any opportunity to do something with the dices to like...
Just do what he says.
Fine. I walk very not happily towards you.
Peng,
Huh?
put the bracelet around the half monk.
Is that on you? Oh. Okay. I'm sorry, little one. I put the bracelet on you.
You feel the cold steel around your neck. For a moment, the bracelet seems to hang there, you get a flashback to your childhood. You remember standing on a stage like this, wearing the collar, and then you hear that very longed for clunk of the collar as it slips away from your throat into the stage. Harinold turns to you, Danny, and says, "Pick it up." Now the Glee Man, looking at Raza.
I pick it up, walk towards Raza.
The collar gets clamped around your neck for a moment. You feel a little bit of a tingle, and you get quite scared for a small moment, and then that same metallic clunk is heard as the collar falls into the wooden stage. And then Harinold's grin starts spreading even more and more and more as he looks at you. Now the Braug. This will be interesting. Collar on the Braug. Now.
Pick up color.
You struggle to make the collar close around this very muscular neck. But in the end, you manage. But pretty much immediately, the collar just falls into the wooden stage at your feet. Disappointment flashes on Harinold's face, but then pretty soon he turns his eyes towards the Bjarn. Now.
I
Do it.
pick up the collar. And I put it around your neck. Can I put it so that it's not, they can't see that it's not quite.
I'll cause a distraction.
What do you want to do?
I wanna. I start coughing really loud just so that everybody looks at me.
Okay, so as you start putting the collar around Bjarn's neck,
Yeah.
you start coughing.
I'm not quite closing it.
Okay, okay. Make a deception check for me.
Okay, so 13 plus 1.
Okay, you start coughing wildly. The collar is almost attached to your neck, and then you just feel it kind of take a life of its own, and it just clamps shut around the Bjarn's neck. As that happens, there is this flash that you experience. First, you notice that information starts flooding your mind. You see a building at the edge of town. You see a map on a table. You see weapons leaning in the rack, and a small boy that sits weeping, chained to a bed. You look around you and you notice that Harinold's eyes start widening, and he starts muttering to himself, "Get out, get out." And then with some concentration, you feel that connection being torn away from you. Then it all hits you as the collar still sits around your neck, and it's still there. It's not falling, and more panic is coming to your mind. Then another voice comes to you and says, let me just see what that voice says. Island, do as I tell you, and I will set you free. Do I have your attention?
Can I answer in my mind?
Yes.
You have my attention.
Can I ask the rest of you to leave the room for a moment?
Some quality time with the Dungeon Master.
The woman's voice comes to you again. Good. Now, Island, swear that you will do as I ask, and the collar will fall.
Who are you?
You will see soon enough, but we do not have time for this. The collar will fall. Now swear.
Whatever it takes. I cannot be a dog like this.
I see.
I will do whatever it takes. I will pay the price as long as the collar goes off. I can't live like this.
Very well. It is very important that you stand by your word. If you do, you will have my aid to find your mother.
My mother? So she is alive?
Now you do as I say. I will make anything that is in my power that you will find a way to help Sahana.
Who are you? Why do you want to help me?
It will become clear to you soon. But right now, I need to know that I can trust you when the time comes. Do you swear?
I swear, if you can help my mother, if you can help Sahana, if you can prevent me from being this dog, used for religion, used for politics, used for war, I do anything. I swear, it does not matter who you are, what you are. I swear, I will do your bidding.
Very well. Okay, can we get the rest of the people in the room? Can you go and get them, Arvid?
Actors!
We watched it all on Twitch.
Did I look pretty?
Oh, yes.
Oh, good.
The schemes of DMs always fail.
No, we didn't actually. I was just kidding. We thought about it, but we didn't.
A voice pierces the square as you all stand there. What is the meaning of this? You hear, and suddenly this procession of monks stream from the northeast into the square. There's about 20 of them. You see your friends Inez leading the charge. And you see Uma Elena right beside Inez. And she repeats herself, "What is the meaning of this? Most illuminated Herinold," she spits out the name. "What are you doing?" Herinold looks at her a little bit baffled. "Abbess, glad that you made it." And as you see this exchange between Abbess and Herinold, you hear a clunk at the stage. The collar has slipped away from the throat of Bjarn. Still, he falls down onto the stage on his knees. The abbess comes closer to the stage with suddenly quite shaky legs and speaks up to Herinold and says, "This ends now. Let the children go home. Let the people go home and grieve and release these people that you have made a charade of unlawfully and without any authority." And Herinold takes a step back and looks at Uma Elena and says, "Very well. but this will not be the end of it.
And while you're at it, can I have my bracelet?
You go to Herinold. Can you make a let's see, dexterity check?
Certainly can.
Oh yeah.
Give me my bracelet. Give me my bracelet. 18 plus -1, 17.
So Herinold is quite baffled, put off by this situation. It hasn't clearly gone according to plan, and at that moment, with that kind of stand down between Uma, Elena, and Herinold, you manage to go there and steal your bracelet from his left wrist. Herinold notices it a little bit too late, and his eyes are casting daggers at you, and then he looks back at Uma Elena and says, "This will not be the end of it." And then he raises his hand and makes a signal to the Obsidian Knights, who start slowly leaving the square. At that time, as Herinold casts a final glance to Uma Elena and leaves, Uma Elena collapses to the ground. What do you want to do?
I stare at my bracelet. I've never been so happy.
I run up to Uma Elena.
So Uma Elena is there. Her face is pale. She's gasping for breath. And then suddenly her eyes flick into the back of her skull, and you can only see the whites of her eyes. And she starts speaking in a surprisingly strong voice, saying, "A child of summer, born out of the thaw of spring, living in a town of ice, has seen what was not meant to be seen, taken what was not meant to be taken, and done what cannot be undone. As fall ravages summer and turns her to raging winter, fingers of one hand all must bend to form the fist that breaks the wall of lies, hiding the disease and the cure in the dark heart of dignity. Find the child, find the child." And then her eyes come back from the back of her skull and looks at you, and she says, "Oh, hey, Peng, hello. What just happened?" She looks around.
Could we
at
all hear
Ines,
that?
Ines. Yes.
Yeah.
What was that you were talking about?
What was I talking about?
Something about a child. Are you alright?
A child? Did I say something about the child? And she looks at Ines, Sister Ines, did I say something about a child? And Ines, very sage-like, nods. Yes, you did. Oh,
Is she
another
ill?
one of those.
There was something about a fist as well.
Are you ill, Uma Elena?
No, not ill. Just the sun got into my eyes.
Well, I've taken my eyes off my bracelet, but I'm still holding it, but definitely paying attention. And
Ines says to the abbess, "I believe you just did a prophecy." And the abbess says, "A prophecy? Oh my. Was it a good one?"
Solid. It was a solid prophecy.
She has this white kind of glowing hair and a really long braided ponytail. She's wearing this kind of quite bright blue cape with red linings on it. Otherwise, she's wearing the customary monkish attire with browns and whites straps around her feet. And she looks at you, "Peng, what did you think of that?"
Wait, are you Uma Elena or Ines?
I'm Uma Elena.
You were really scary. It was like you were not yourself.
Well, when you prophesy, I guess things can get a little bit strange. That is true.
Have we witnessed some prophecy thing before, or is this completely new?
This is new for you.
Well, Umarena seems fine, so I run up to Bjorn. Are you alright? What happened? I don't understand. What?
Nothing. The collar is clearly broken. It's good that they cannot. The collar must be broken.
Did I hear that?
And you see from the corner of your eye, the abbess is looking at you quite intently. And then winks.
I look down to the ground. Stay on my knees. It's gonna be all right, Peng.
How is everyone at the monastery?
There was an attack. The Braug. And then she looks at you. The Braug came after the celebrations when we had retired. They came and they attacked. Many died. Some became something else. But we contained it. But there was a prophecy, how exciting. Did you catch it all?
You did shock me a bit, but some of it, yes.
Wow, what did I say?
Wait. So the Braug were both in Frisvieg and at the monastery. How many did you say you were? There must be so many more than you think.
When you were sent, was it others?
In this moment, I'm confused by what Bjorn has said, and I walk over quite quickly because I don't want to be stopped to the collar on the ground, and I pick it up and look at it in confusion because I saw that it was latched on pretty tightly. And then I see that it's not. So I say to Bjorn, "What has happened?"
Nothing. Probably they cannot create proper gear, always. It's broken.
I walk up and take the collar and look at it and put it back where it's supposed to be.
I think I'm going to leave. This prophecy. There are prophecies being made up all the time. It's probably just gibberish. Nothing to worry about.
I don't know, it looked very real with their eyes and all. She said something of a child in a frozen city.
Prophets always hold children. The champion is born and...
What
it's
we
not
need
for
to
me.
do is figure out how to save all those turned people.
Maybe it has something to do with the child. I mean, isn't it kind of weird that there comes a prophecy in a time of need of a child?
Prophecies often talk about a child that's supposed to save everything. Maybe this has something to do with the solution to why people are turned. Maybe this child can somehow help turn them back.
That's usually stories. That never happens.
Stories are true. They come from somewhere.
Are you calling my prophecies stories, child?
I don't know. You tell me.
There may be.
Inez, I pay you to record my prophecies, do I not? And Inez looks at the abbess and shakes her head. You do not pay me anything, abbess. And the abbess looks back to Inez. Inez is like, oh, that's true. But you recorded them anyways. Inez looks at the abbess and says, yes, I did. So what did it say? And Inez quickly summarizes it and says, in a nutshell, it's about finding a child that has answers to everything. It seems like a witness of some sort. It sounds pretty important, the abbess says and looks at you, Peng.
But how will we know what this child looks like? How are we supposed to know if it's the child of the prophecy.
And then the abbess kind of takes the scribbles from Ines, and reads it. A child of summer born out of the thaw of spring, living in a town of ice. A town of ice?
Sounds kind of like
What would
Frisvieg.
that be?
I don't have time for religion. I'm going out hunting.
And then the abbess looks at you. Do you now?
Maybe I am.
With a voice you recognize. Peng, I think you should find that child.
Think I will be able to?
It looks like a pretty clear prophecy, if you ask me.
I want to try to send a message to Peng. Is it time for the
You can do that.
for the natural one again? 11.
It would have been hilarious.
Minus
if it was
1.
Okay. Yep. I'll allow it.
So, pretending I just want to scratch my face or feel that if I've gotten damage from the color, I try to point one finger in the direction of Peng. And into her mind, I whisper, don't forget, she doesn't know. She doesn't know we spent time together. We'll talk later.
And then you hear a voice in your head. I know. And it's the same voice that you heard before.
I stand up and watch around me. Then I focus my gaze on the abyss.
He's smiling. Still lying in the arms of Brother Bo on the ground, where Brother Bo has kind of caught her frail old body, but she smiles sweetly up at you.
So you think that I can find a child?
I know you can find a child, but can you find the right one?
How will I know who is the right child?
It's all in the prophecy. Trust the prophecy.
You speak as if you already know who this child is.
I do not know who the child is, but I think I do pretty great prophecies. Don't you think, Ines? And Ines is nodding. Yes, Abbess, you do.
You must have made it. If you made it, where did it come from? Like, can't it make something out of nowhere?
Oh, you are the town chaplain. You tell me where prophecies come from.
Real stories.
Ah, the stories again. No one believes in prophecies.
I'm sensing that something is happening between Peng and
Abbess.
Abyss. And so I say to Peng, something that you are not telling the rest of us. You know. Why is she so intent on saying that you can find this child?
I have no idea.
Peng, do you remember how I taught you how I make up fire when we cook after fishing? Do you want to go and fish with me?
Yes.
Why are you speaking like that?
Like what?
Like you mean something that different than what you're saying.
Do you want to go fish as well?
Yes, please. Can I come?
Let's go then.
I do too.
I'm not taking the rug.
And I promise to look for the
I'll
child
keep
on the way
watching
to the fishing camp.
Abyss, with all due respect, we are pretty tired.
Fine. Let me look at that note a little bit. Here's the bit. Fingers of one hand.
There are 5 of them. She obviously
All
means
must bend. My prophecies are really awesome, aren't they, Inez? Inez? And Inez is like, yes, absolutely. They're really... all
there
must bend.
There are
To
5
form a
fingers to a
fist.
hand. There's 5 of us. She obviously means us as a group.
So we
Do you really think so?
all go
Have
fishing?
you never heard of prophecy before?
Of course I have.
Well, that's what I'll put my money on it. 10 silver.
Well then, fishing?
Fishing.
Fishing.
No.
Fishing, and I'll keep watch on him.
Abigus. Is that the name?
Abbess.
Abbess.
Is a female leader of a monastery.
Abbess.
Abbess. There's an abbot and then there's an abbess.
Is Peng the only one that can find this child in which you speak of?
The prophecy speaks of a fist, formed by 5 fingers. You figure it out. It's not rocket science, people. I don't even know what rockets are. Another prophecy.
Are you sure you will be all right?
Oh, I'm always all right, child. Thank you for your concern. I have Inez, and Brother Bo here to take care of me, and these wonderful monks.
Then I will see you shortly.
Very well.
Let's go.
We're leaving.
And then as you leave, there's another voice in your head and says, remember, you swore. 5.
I watch this band of adventurers as they follow me. I take a deep breath and I sigh. And I keep on walking.
You walk down the street from the central square, past the Merchants Guild, past the district of Baggers, where your mother's candle shop is located, and the other shopkeepers and merchants of Frisvieg. You see the looks on the faces of people. They are grieving, but you see underneath all that grief the steely spine that has defined the village of Frisvieg for decades. When obstacles arise, so do the people. And as you march past the Fishers' Market and the silent row of the ancients, the big, large stone faces jutting out of the ice of the Frisvieg Bay, you step on the ice of the bay and you start journeying towards the fishing hole that you started at what feels like days and weeks ago. And this is where we finish our adventure today.
Good job.
Oh, okay.
All right. So that was that Frisvieg campaign and Natural Pengu today. So as mentioned, we will be back tomorrow, Swedish time, 12 o'clock at noon we will start, and then you'll have to do the conversion yourselves.
GMT +2.
GMT +2.
Yes.
So we'll put the information on Discord, and probably it's already turned up on the chat. Yes, are there any final words that we wanna...
I'm reading from the chat. The suspense! How cheeky stopping now!
I'm feeling the same thing. I'm like, what? I wish I had my sword and I could actually question my...
I mean, you can't question people without a sword.
Yeah, but I noticed that doesn't work because I tried.
Also, maybe I just want to point out that if you want notifications on when we're going live next time, you should just click a follow, maybe follow us on other social media, and you'll stay updated on when we are going live.
Definitely. Can I actually share some news?
Yes, please.
For the majority of, or let's just say like this. During the stream, we have actually been climbing. We have 70
that's
followers
so
now. 70 followers. I was just about to make a witty comment. We were at 69 there for a while, and then I refreshed and there was 70. I was like, damn it.
The monk sat on you?
Yeah,
But no,
possibly,
I'm very
possibly.
happy about the 70th follower. Please do not unsubscribe just to give us the 69.
Wait, I can actually unfollow myself.
Don't do it.
I'm gonna lose my moderation privileges if I do. Thanks for the stream, says. Is Irish you? Thank you too. Thank you for watching. Royal Oik says nice. Are there any questions, comments? Because we're ready to hang out for a few minutes with you guys.
I have one.
Yes.
What is 5? And why did you put your ring in
5
the
is a
pocket?
number.
What does it stand for?
It depends who you are.
This is why I need my sword.
Or
I mean,
maybe
this
not.
maybe
in the next
not.
episode.
Maybe
No.
yeah, we'll
Natural
see.
Pengu.
Yeah.
So Danny, I hope you will be there watching because maybe we'll get some answers.
We have paused the adventure.
Came here to watch Fredrika, now I'm stuck, says Jean Anders.
Nämen. I don't even know. I hope I know who it is.
Yeah.
Sweet.
No, but this has been really fun. And I dare to promise, maybe someone will shoot me, maybe not, but I feel a prophecy that there will be a good summary of what happened so far in the Discord under a summary tab.
Beautiful.
Oh, and don't
Yeah.
forget, please join, please write us. We're all happy to share our thoughts.
Yes, go join the Discord.
Yes.
Go join the Discord.
Yeah, there's all sorts of exciting rooms on the Discord, including the Dungeon of the Master.
Yes. Do you know what? Should we raid today? Do you want to try raiding? Is that
Raiding?
scary? Can we do that as a... That means taking our followers to another channel to say hello and connect with another...
Sure.
I know that one person who has been watching and lurking us a bit last stream and this stream is in fact live streaming himself right now. He's called the Mercury Hunter.
Okay.
Do you want to raid him?
Yes, let's
And
raid
connect with
Mercury
his-
Hunter.
Start stream quickly. No. We have one. We would like to go to the famous Mercury Hunter. And he's also in our Discord. He has been, yeah.
Okay, great.
So we should
Let's
definitely do
that.
it. I might need to run up to the control room. So I'm gonna do that and help
Okay.
the raid.
Yeah.
While you say goodbye and thank you, everyone.
I will go and say goodbye and thank you very much.
yeah,
for
you
switch seats.
take my seat, Dungeon Master.
Here am I while Valentin is going up to raid. Any final comments from anyone?
I'm very excited for tomorrow. I'm so happy I don't have to actually
Yeah.
wait because
I'm also very happy that we're not just imprisoned because I felt this whole day I've just been like,
Right?
I can't make any decisions.
No, it's been.
And it's awful.
How's the raiding going up there?
We are raiding very soon in 10, 9, 8, 7.
Happy raiding! See you later. I hope to see you tomorrow.
I don't know where I'm
Yes,
waiting.
I'm really excited that the camera is there. Bye!
What's the raid?
Yeah, what are we doing?
I have no idea what that
What's actually
means.
happening?